Hi, everybody. I'm Robin, and these are my reflections. And today I'm here to reflect on the Raven's Wand Oracle. This is a 44 card deck and book set based on the Dark Raven Chronicles trilogy, which is written by Stephen Hutton, who is the same author of the book of the deck. And yeah, all of the characters from the book you find inside, and a little bit of information from the book you find in the guidebook. And it's just, I saw it on US Games Instagram account. I thought it was pretty cool. And I wanted to take a look at it myself. And I had this idea that I was going to, here's the box. It comes with a magnetic flap. Looks like that. And I had this idea that I was going to read the books, read the trilogy in the month of October, use the deck and work with it. And it was going to be this whole fun thing. And then I started reading the books and realized that they're not really my jam. Like, I'm not super into world building, like fantasy adventure. And that's what it is. Like, they're well written. Well, I only read like the first half of the first book, and it was well written. Good amount of action, lots of world building, lots of characters. It was fun, but it's just not my jam. I'll do paranormal romance sometimes, and so I thought maybe I might like something like this, but I wasn't feeling it. I just wasn't feeling the book. So I stopped halfway through the books, but I kept using the deck, and I'm actually still using this deck. I've put away all my other Halloween decks, but this one stayed out because it's not exactly Halloween per se, as much as it's just kind of witchy. So, yeah, I wanted to talk about it a little bit because I got things to say. The guidebook it gets right to the point. It gives you a little bit of information about the book and what you need to know there. And then it gets right into the card meanings. You can kind of see, like, you get an upright and a reverse, but we'll talk about that in a minute. In the back, there are some spreads. There's, I think, about 4 or 5 spreads, kind of cool, like thematic spreads back here. And then that's the guidebook. So it's very to the point. There's not a whole lot of fussing around with this guidebook. But I will say that as I was using it, what I did realize is that this is a story. It's not a divination. So you have to like read the story and kind of suss out what the theme of it is. So it's almost like reading a fairy tale and finding the thematic point. You know what I mean? Like, and so that's kind of what you have to do. And I found myself when I was encountering a new card having to read the upright and reverse to kind of get the whole story, and then I could get the theme. So I think as I've been using this deck, because I've been using it for a whole month now, pretty regularly, a lot of them make sense to me now, and I don't need the book anymore. However, if I do end up putting this away in my fall box and then bringing it back out 6 months later, next fall, like it might go away in the summer and then come back out next fall, I might forget. So I'm thinking what I might do is go in and just write some keywords for myself at the bottom of the page because there is space. Just so that when I get it again, I don't have to go through all those changes again of trying to figure it out. Even though it's not much to read, it's not like it's pages and pages of information here. It's 2 paragraphs. So as far as the cards go, they are larger than a normal oracle size. This is a Blue Angel deck, and which they tend to be taller than Hay House, and you can see that they're same height as Blue Angel and a little bit more narrow. So that is the size of them. If you want to look at them up against a tarot card, this is a normal size, like standard size tarot card, so you can kind of see the difference there. And up against a Hay House deck, like a Hay House Oracle deck, you can kind of see they are almost the same width. They are the same width and a little taller. So that is the size. And let's take a look at the cards. Let's zoom in and take a look at the cards. So just so that you know, what you get is a gorgeous picture, and then you get a keyword or a phrase at the bottom. And then that's it. No numbers or anything like that. But the guidebook is alphabetical, so it's easy to find in the guidebook. Um, I'm pretty sure that they arrived in alphabetical order, but I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure they did. They might not have, I'm not sure, but anyways, they're in the guidebook in alphabetical order, so they're easy to find in that way. So we have commitments, commemoration, give and take. And so you can see that we've got lots of fantasy. This is a world that these people live in, and the world is consistent throughout the deck. So it doesn't feel like you're jumping around or anything like that. Everybody lives, you can kind of see the different parts of the map of this world that has been built throughout this book. Spread your wings. It's kind of cool to see it kind of come to life visually in this way. When I was reading it, I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. I remember that scene. So some of them illustrate like a snapshot of, maybe a story, the part of the story, and some of them illustrate almost a whole character arc in one picture. So there's a lot to look at in each picture, and everything is there for a reason, and I like that. It makes it very easy to read intuitively, even if you don't want to read in the guidebook. So before I had read any of the book or even taken a look at the guidebook, um, I was able to like kind of suss out what was happening in the pictures based on just looking at everything. I really enjoy these anthropomorphic, is that how you say that? Characters, this wolf man, this tiger man, like I forget their names. And some of them I haven't met in the story because I only read half the book, but I love the way they look in these pictures. The artwork is gorgeous. It's just lovely, and it draws me in. I like Stephen Hutton's artwork a lot. It's moody but cute at the same time. So we've got a moment, oak indoors. And so here's a situation where you're like, okay, the moment, what's happening in this moment, right? But you can kind of feel that she's just taking a break here, right? And so the phrase, along with the picture, lets you know kind of what's happening in this one. And this one is about oaken doors is not, it's not a keyword that would help you if you didn't really understand story, but it is written in the guidebook that this is a war cry. And this card is about the the balance between loyalty and blind obedience, right? And a lot of these cards they're thematic in that way, like I said. So you're getting a character's almost whole arc or the theme of their arc, right, in one card. So it's a little bit, it's cool. It's cool, and there's a lot to unpack in each image and in each theme. So we've got nature of the beast, the call of longing, mistakes teach us. So some of them are very straightforward, right? Daisy and the dandelion. Okay, so I mean, we can see that this is about playing and enjoying life and all of that, but then there's more to Daisy than that, just that, right? And there's more to the actual lion here. So there's some layers to unpack here. Release. So if you're thinking about what's actually happening in this picture, the story here is that this little witch has to play this flute in order to release the souls. There's a curse holding them, causing them a lot of pain, and she has to release the curse from this stone here in order for them to move on. And it's dangerous for her to do this. There are people after her, though you can't see it in the photo. I mean, in the picture here. But she stays to do it, and she risks her life, and so I think that there's a big story here that you would miss if you didn't read the guidebook. So like I said, some of the pictures are very intuitive, and some of them, you do need to get into the guidebook. And like I said, there's only 2 paragraphs, so I did find that sometimes I needed to read the upright and the reversed message to get the whole story before I could really make a decision as to what I wanted to take from that card. I did find that they were really great for journaling, for expanding upon using tarot or Lenormand, even. I loved using them with my Lenormand decks. So, and I'm still using them with my Lenormand decks. And I'll show you when we finish flipping through them what other decks I've been pairing with this adorable deck. I love these fox people and the lion people. I like the real people too, but I prefer the fox people and the lion people. There's not a whole lot of um like age. There's some age diversity in here, but there's not a whole lot of like, it's not a ton of diversity, but there's not a ton of people, to be honest. All of the people are some like they're animal people or and stuff like that. So I'm cool with it. It's the world they live in. Um I think I love like images like this. I really, really love. Like you can see Night Watch. He's on the watch. He's defending these children, right? Against what? And this is, I mean, if you pulled this in a reading, Imagine all the places your brain could go. What's happening with this crow here? The crow is whispering in his ear, and I think the guidebook actually mentions this crow as part of the layer of this character's story, or the theme that's coming through this character's story. Strength renewed. So sometimes I found that the foreground would be the upright, and what was happening in the background or some of the other little characters would be the reverse illustrated in the picture. It's just an interestingly done deck. It's different than what I'm used to seeing. It's not just it jumps around a little bit, and um it's not just like every card is the same sort of illustration, keyword, and go, right? And some of them are illustrations and keywords, and some of them are illustrations and themes, and some of them are illustrations and battle cries. Some of them you're paying attention to the foreground, some of them the background is more important. And I like figuring it out. I like the puzzle of this. I also, like I said, really enjoyed the artwork. So I just wanted to share it. So this is the Raven's Wand here, and this is the keeper of the wand holding it. The deck named after her, or after the wand. Song of the Sea. See, now this is really more about the whale than about the girl. But piercing the mist. Prove yourself. So, yeah. Queen of Hearts. Winter's Throne. Look at that background. Look at that setting sun or rising moon, whatever it is happening back there. The artwork is stunning. I mean, it can't be denied. Um, Walk with Wings. And that's the last one. Here are the backs again. We've got the dragons, Hela, and what's the other one's name? I forgot. Let's shuffle. Okay, so for me, I need to shuffle this way because I have small hands, but as you can see, I am able to do it. No problem. There's no stickiness. This is the typical US Games stock. I think if you have any of their newer decks, this is their semi-gloss stock. So let's read for Sanctuary since it's here on the bottom of the deck. This is one of my favorite cards. Matter of fact, I think I saw this card in another deck, and I can't remember which one. It must have been one of those like decks where you have multiple artists, but I'm pretty sure I saw this card somewhere before. I've seen this painting somewhere before, and I always loved it. So let's just read for Sanctuary, since it's one of my favorites, and it's right here. Here is the, if you want to read it for yourself, there's the entry. So it says, Brew sits in his study surrounded by objects, both sacred and sentimental. They are touchstones to his past, providing him fond friends as well as spiritual allies in times of hardship. This is the power of a sanctuary. Fill it with mementos and treasures, whether obscure or humble, it doesn't matter, providing they resonate with you. In our sanctuary, we feel safe and at peace. From this fortress, we can reflect without bias and ponder without fear, pressure, anxiety, or confusion. Reversed. A sanctuary can easily become a cocoon, suffocating and stale. Under these conditions, when we enter it, we don't reflect impartially. Instead, we retreat and hide, reflecting only on the negative conditions that drove us there. Surround yourself with memories and tokens of the past, but don't permit them to become a prison of meaningless material objects. Good advice right there, right? So I might pull this card for the day and say, okay, I might pull out a tarot deck and say, well, what am I doing well as far as, nurturing my sanctuary or nurturing a sanctuary for myself? And then I might pull another card. What can I do better? And if I'm pulling it like at the beginning of the day, I might pull 3 Lenormand cards here to ask, how is that going to play out throughout my day? What's going to happen? And I wanted to show you a couple of decks that I was using with it. So this is the Brown Witch Lenny. This is a Lenormand deck from Auntie Kay's Tarot here on YouTube. And it's not in production quite yet, but this is my review copy. And I was using it. It's coming to Kickstarter January 2023. 2024, I'm sorry. But I use these together quite a bit and I really enjoyed them. Here, let's just. So I would pull one card and then I would pull 3 Lenormand cards. Really love this little setup here. And yeah, loved it with Brown Witch Lenny because I think the colors really go nicely and they have like this dreamy but edgy and still fun kind of quality all mixed in together. Definitely a world I was really having a lot of fun being in for the whole month of October. And I actually still have these decks out. So we'll see how that goes. And then sometimes I would pull in with this. This is the Witch's Familiar Runic Oracle. The colors on this Witch's Familiar Oracle are very similar to the colors on the Raven's Wand Oracle. So they really kind of complemented each other. So it was nice to have like a rune. I always want to call these runes. A rune and a Lenormand, a set of Lenormand cards, and then this like thematic element for the day to think about or journal about. Also, sometimes I would just do this and this for the day. Just do them like that. You know, one of those and one of those. Which was a lot of fun and very, very, this is like clearer, sharper because it's less, because runes are open, big open, you know, thoughts as well. And then so is this one. So they're both kind of thematic. So just to have the 2 cards was a lot easier. There is this spider, I swear. It was, I hate bugs, but I get the story, but I just, but yeah, so there was those 2. Really love that. That's the Witch's Familiar Runic Oracle. Another one that I used a lot with it is the Tarot of the Enchanted Garden. I don't know. I thought that they were both kind of like fairy looking. I mean, well, these are witches, but they do have some fairies and some creatures. These are, I don't even know what, I guess they're fairies. They're all fantasy creatures. So, and I like the colors and I was like, these will go together. And I was right. They do. They go together. Lovely. It's a little busy, but I didn't mind. I use them quite a bit together. And this was like the primary tarot deck that I used with this. Oh, this is upside down. I don't know how it got upside down, but yeah. So we've got the 10 of Swords with the Empress and a moment. This and then this before this. Take a moment. 4 of Cups, Queen of Hearts, and the 6 of Cups. Very nice. So we've got the Hierophant with Farewell and the Star. Look at the star, it's so pretty. So the 9 of Cups with the Call of Longing and the Chariot. The Emperor with Prove Yourself and the 9 of Coins or the 9 of Pentacles. So yeah, this is calming to me. These colors make me feel very calm, very still. Another one upside down. That's the Nine of Wands with the Wheel of Fortune and Prove. Did I pull this one out? Piercing the Mist. Lovely. Yeah, so I like this pair. So another witchy and sketchy deck that I found myself using with this is Tarot of the Abyss by Anna Torian. Also a US Games stack. And yeah, I mean, it's witchy, it's sketchy, it looks nice together. They just go well together. And if you want like to really take it there, this was the one. This was the pair for me. Like, yeah. Uh, we have the Ten of Cups with the Tower and Wild at Heart. I've got a little tower of decks over here about to fall over. Ten of Swords with Commemoration. Interesting. And the Awakening. Oh, I don't know how they're reading together now, but they read together okay for me before. So, Black Wands, Redemption with the Four of Cups and the Ten of Swords. And I have all of there's two Ten of Swords and two Three of Swords in the stack, and I just kept them all in because I liked them all. And I figured why not. But yeah, so this was the other one. The other pairing with the Tarot of the Enchanted Garden was like a quiet, kind of calm pairing, and this is more of a active, kind of sharp-edged pairing for me. But I still loved it. There's that alternative Three of Swords. Very, very, very good. Yeah, so that was the Tarot of the Abyss. This is the last one I wanted to show you. This is the Under the Roses Lenormand, and I actually just pulled this one out in the last couple of days and started using it with this because Halloween is over now, and I'm trying to move on from the Halloween decks. So I'm pulling out more November-ish decks, and this is one that I like in this time of this fall. So I've been doing 2 Lenormand with 1 Oracle. And I've been pulling 2 for some reason. Like I've been pulling 2 Oracle cards and 4 Lenormand cards. So 2 and 2, like that. And this has been kind of a new practice for me, but why not? You know, it's definitely keeping me practicing my Lenormand, which I have been kind of diligently doing over the last month or 2, 3, or however long it's been since I started being obsessed with Lenormand again. And I don't know, the year is flying. I don't know how many months or what month is what anymore. But yeah, so this is the Under the Roses Lenormand with it. And yeah, this has been my newest little project, daily practice project. So that's the last one that I wanted to show. So that is the Raven's Wand Oracle. Overall, I really enjoyed my work with it in the month of October. I will say that it did take a little work. It wasn't something I could just pull out of the box and go. I had to figure it out. You know, I had to work with the guidebook. I had to think about it. I had to consider. I even tried reading the book, and I had to realize I wasn't going to read the book and just quit that. It was a lot. But I had a good time with it. You know, like it was a fun journey. And I'm still journeying with this deck. I haven't put it away yet. All of my other Halloween decks, most of my other Halloween decks have gone away, and this one is still out. So, I mean, that must say something about it. So that is this one. Let me know what you think about it, or if you have this, because it's not a new deck. It's been around for a little bit. Have you been using it? How do you like it? How does it read for you? Any sort of fun exercises you've been doing with it? What decks are you using with it? Let me know all the things in the comments below. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps my channel grow. And I do appreciate all of the thumbs ups and the comments and all those sorts of things, all of the shares and all of that. If you want to see more from me, you can subscribe. I release videos every few days regarding tarot and oracle. Links will be in the description box below where you can pick up a copy of this. I will put an Amazon affiliate link down there. I do have an Amazon affiliate. I'm an Amazon affiliate. So if you do decide to buy it from Amazon, if you would click that link, it gives me credit and it's helpful to me and it doesn't cost you anything. So I would appreciate it. And until I see you next time, stay safe and be blessed. Bye bye.